It's the weekly breakdown.
Hi.
Hey.
Sup, Tyler, Keith, Frank.
You almost got that wrong. I heard it. I heard it in your voice. You almost got that wrong.
Yeah, I was flustered, but yeah, first time in a few weeks.
Just a little bit, and then it'll probably be like another couple weeks.
Yeah,
just for
probably.
reasons, but
Probably.
it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, it kind of worked out because there's a lot of really big things to talk about this week.
Within the last week.
Yeah. We got official details on the PlayStation 5 or the next generation PlayStation.
It's a PlayStation 5. Let's not.
It's gonna be called a PlayStation 5, but
yeah.
Oh, watch! This will be the one time they throw a curveball.
Mm-hmm. The Xbox One
The
sad.
PlayStation 1. They'll go the Xbox route and call it the PlayStation 1.
No.
Then you have to call it the original PlayStation.
I hate everything about this. This is awful.
No. The Xbox One SAD got announced, and
like
a lot of Star Wars happened.
Xbox One, sad.
Yeah. It's a sad console.
This is the worst console in the history of consoles, maybe ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, that's not the truth.
No.
I mean, the Wii U was not that far long ago.
Also,
we know what the worst is.
Also, there's a lot of other consoles just had problems. Like the Dreamcast had its problems. I mean, the whole thing was piratable because every game was available forever on it.
And I think, was it the Commodore that you could just put in your PC?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't really need the thing.
Nope.
The PSP, that became the best NES way to play old games, old Nintendo games, emulator, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's always interesting when that stuff happens, but we got official deets on what the next PlayStation is. Mark Cerny, the architect for the PlayStation 5, he also was the architect for the PlayStation 4 and the Pro, did an interview with Wired. All these things were announced very randomly on a Monday morning.
It's weird.
It was very bizarre.
Like I saw the news. I'm like, there's no way this is real. And then I'm like,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
This is real.
I was on Twitter when I first saw it, and I saw somehow people like shit, and then that shows up in your feed or whatever. And someone liked something that was from a video game website that sometimes posts really just bogus, stupid shit.
You can drag them publicly. You're allowed to do that.
I forget who it was, but
was it VG247?
I think it was
VG
because
VG247 is a trash. Yeah,
and I'm like, they're probably just doing some clickbait article with them. Let me go to IGN or Game Informer. And
there it was,
and there it was. So yeah,
straight from Sony's teat.
Exactly. Let's see. They didn't talk about any software features. They didn't talk about what the box looked like, or is going to be when it's officially coming out. Although it's probably next year. But there's some cool stuff. The next PlayStation features a solid-state hard drive and supports ray tracing graphics, which have never been done on a console before. Console also supports 8K graphics.
8K, because why not? Why not? Why not? Here's the thing. I'm not doubting that we will get there soon and on an affordable way. Even though I don't even know if there's 8K TVs with that yet.
It will support 8K output. It will not be playing 8K games.
100%.
No way.
No. But
when they have 8K discs, it might be able to read and play that.
That sort of thing. I don't know. That just seems like. Granted, I get it. I guess it's future proofing, but it's I don't know. What's the point?
It's a dumb talk. It's just a dumb fantasy.
It's a spec point. It's a spec point. Look, we have 8K.
Yeah.
Who knows? 8K. Well, granted, 8K is probably not that far off. I don't know how long it'll be.
Yo, what's up, rich folk? Here's something you might like.
Yeah. It's 8K televisions are stupid expensive right now. In 4K over the past 2 years,
$300 maybe?
Yeah, it's finally come down in price. It's everybody's kind of moving on to 4K. It's gonna take a long time before 8K is a thing.
Yeah, honestly,
it's just kind of a ridiculous thing. But the solid state drive, that's probably one of the biggest things on here. So they went on to talk about how also console's going to be backwards compatible with PlayStation 4. So they put in Spider-Man. Fast traveled, took 15 seconds, on a PlayStation 4 Pro, and then on the PlayStation 5 it took 0.8 seconds, less than 1 second to fast travel with the solid state drive. So solid state drives are going to make a huge difference with load times and in how games perform.
The only thing I'm going to say about that is, I mean, at least with that exact comparison, being like, oh my god, it's over 15 times faster, that is with a game that wasn't optimized and isn't already using everything that a PlayStation 5 would have its worth. I don't think it will be... It still might be better. It's not going to be that good.
But that's something you might be able to expect for PlayStation 4 games running on your PlayStation 5.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like... But again, I think the thing that's going to sell people on the PlayStation 5 are the new games, and I think unless it's a much smaller, maybe like an indie or low budget game or something like that, no AAA game that's only on the Playstation 5 is going to do 0.8 seconds.
But it is important that it is a solid state drive, though, because that is just inherently faster.
It is. But I'm just saying that statistic. That was a statistic that I saw being pointed out everywhere. People are like, "Look at this," and I'm like, I think that's a little bit of a BS statistic.
Yeah,
just a little bit. I mean, granted, again, I get it, but I'm just saying a lot of people will be like, "Oh, there'll be whatever fucking game comes out, that's going to be like I don't know if there's going to be no super slow, super great load times for like I don't know, I guess Cyberpunk. I guess it will be coming out." And I'm like, probably not. It'll still be probably super short, but probably not like. Not that quick.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to inherently just make everything a lot faster. Probably even the way the console just operates will be a lot faster, too, which will be nice. But, yeah. I mean, games that are built for a PlayStation 5, we'll see what those load times get up to. I think it'll just kind of be I feel like this generation... We had a lot of long load times, and a lot of that sometimes is like the initial load, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Initially loading into that world takes fucking forever, but once you're in it, it's not that bad. You're not loading too much. But say like I don't know, when Bethesda puts out Starfield or Elder Scrolls 6, I mean, there's fucking loading all over the place in a Bethesda game. Like how quick will that be? We'll see.
But you also don't know how those games are going to be built going forward. I think ultimately, it's always about how people decide to use it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's like certain developers will take it in certain directions, and there isn't going to be a clear-cut answer.
Yeah.
And also, who knows? You could have a management situation like Anthem, where with Anthem, they knew the load times were bad, but that got put on a fucking chopping block just to get the game out.
Yeah.
Sure, unfortunately those things will probably happen as well. But regardless, solid state drive, that's awesome. Backwards compatibility, I think that's fucking huge. I mean,
that almost has to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right off the bat, this console will have a huge library of games. And at least from the Spider-Man, they didn't really confirm it, but it sounds like, maybe with PS4 games you'll get enhancements with that if you play them on a PlayStation 5.
Actually, I mean, there was a lot of games that got enhancements just on a PS4 Pro. I could see that maybe being just something that they could tweak with and whatnot. So.
But they can't call it boost mode again. What would you call it?
Super boost mode.
What we call it boost mode for those games? I mean, it's just the PlayStation 5. This is just better. I don't know. I don't know if you need a tagline. The only reason you need a tagline is to make sure people know that hey, the PS4 Pro is better than a PS4. You know what I mean? I don't know. PlayStation 5 just already sounds naturally. Like, you don't have to sell me on a PlayStation 5 being better than a PlayStation 4. You don't have to sell me on spending my money. Like, PS4 Pro, you could play games in boost mode. Like, yeah, that's dumb.
Here's some pretty techie speak, but the next PlayStation will feature a CPU based on the third generation of AMD's Ryzen line and contain 8 cores of the company's new 7nm Zen 2 microarchitecture, as well as a GPU based on the Radeon's Navi family of chips. What's that mean, Frank?
That means
you're a PC guy.
Well, let's just compare it to my PC, which I consider to be pretty good. It's an 8-core processor, but it's Intel, which means it's more expensive. So what they're going for here is, as all game consoles have done, is the AMD route, which is cheaper. It gives you pretty good comparative performance for the price, and it's good stuff in there. It's definitely a tighter gap than what we had at the moment the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One launched. The gap between that and PCs at the time.
Yeah.
This is definitely a closer comparison.
I do remember when the PS4 and Xbox One first came out. I was like, okay, this is cool, but like PCs you can get one just about the same price. It's still better than the PS4 when it launched.
Yeah.
You know, I remember. So, but yeah, I mean, this seems like it's a tighter gap there. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's some other things. The existing PlayStation VR headsets will work on it. Mark Cerny said a number of studios have been working with the dev kit. He also said that there's kind of first-party games that are being built for both systems.
Which sounds like the big three.
I could see it, yeah. I mean, I truly do think those games were built for PlayStation 4 first.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think Sony would be kind of dumb to not put them on PlayStation 5.
But
whether at launch or at some point.
What does that difference matter? Like, what label you put on a game, if it's PS4 or PS5. Like, if it's out on PS4, it's also out on PS5. The difference there could just be like, hey, if you're playing it on PS5, you have this patch that makes it look better on your PS5.
I mean, yeah, because it's essentially, if it's backwards compatible, it would be, you know... It's like,
yeah.
does it matter? Because also, then that's super cool, because then you can just buy it for the PS4, and it's like, well, then I have it.
Or does that even matter? Like, are you buying it for the PS4, or are you just buying the game and you play it on what console you have?
Okay, I get what you're saying. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, like, a thing, I saw, like, a rumored price point for this thing, which was a little bit higher than the PS4, if I remember correctly. I saw, like, $500 being thrown out, being thrown about. It was, like, a separate article that I read, but, like, I saw, like, that, which I guess would make sense, since this thing is a bit beefier, but...
They said it would... Mark Cerny said that it would be an appealing price. That's all he said, so...
I don't know if 500 is an appealing price, but, I mean, if they can bring it down, I mean, sure, 400, but I don't know.
You fucking think they're going to do
$600? Sony is fucking crazy.
You think
they're going to go there again?
They're going to go there again, and then guess what? I mean, Microsoft's already got all the goodwill. Who knows? But you know.
But then again, is Microsoft going to put out something that's this powerful too? Who knows?
Who knows?
Because I feel like with the specs that we have here, to build a PC along the same lines is pretty. It would be tough. I'm not sure exactly, but I think it would be tough to get it down like below 500 like you want.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like with those solid state drives, depending on the size of the drive that comes with it, it could be upwards of $600. I'm not saying that like I believe they're all right. If it's not $600 for the base model, there will be a model out there that is $600 that has more storage.
Oh yeah, 100%. I can 100% see that because no, they didn't do that when the PS4 launched. It was just 500 when it first came out, right?
It was 400.
It's 400? It was 5.
But
wow.
it only had a
Xbox One was 500.
Yeah. It only had a 500 gigabyte hard drive though, which was fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if they're going to support up to 8K content on this,
you need a bigger hard drive.
And they release a console at like $500 that only has 1 terabyte of storage, you are fucked, and you've pretty much lost a lot of goodwill there.
Yeah.
That will certainly be interesting to see what they do there. I think it'll be 500. That's just where I'm going to land.
I just think that even if I just don't think they can. I think they wouldn't do that. I mean, granted, maybe Sony, or maybe it's the thing of where
they're fucking minds.
I was gonna say maybe it's the thing where once every console has like a good generation, then they get big heads and they fuck up like Sony did with PS2 to PS3, and then Microsoft did Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. Who knows? Maybe PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5. Maybe it'll be a fucking disaster. Who knows? I'm not discounting anything.
I'm bracing for the worst. I absolutely. Well, I think the hardware will be really cool, I also think it's going to be expensive.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but I think 500. I think is. I feel like they have to. I mean, they'll probably have to do some shortcutting again, maybe making a smaller hard drive. But I think you have to put a $500 model out. If you have two models and one has a slightly bigger hard drive, that's fine. I just think I think 600 is too much. I think you're definitely going to lose everyone.
I also
lose
think
me.
that they don't care. They're gonna do it. They're gonna be like, "Hey, get a second job, Keith.
Well, fuck them then.
Get a third and
They did
fourth
that.
job."
Yeah.
Well, fuck them. I mean,
But
also, yeah.
they've also proven in the past that they're totally capable of coming out with that message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
How much was the PS3? The PS3 was like $600. when it came
PS3
out.
was $600, but it had 2 SKUs. It did have a cheaper one,
Okay,
but I think that was only. I think it was still $500.
Yeah. So.
And that was. I think it was only 60 gigabytes, which is hilarious.
That is a yeah.
Games were much smaller, but damn,
that is
you'll
a
get
thing.
one game that's 60 gigabytes now.
I can download fucking DLC that's that big for any game now.
It's insane.
Just the DLC.
I think though, fall 2020 seems where everything's pointing for both Sony and Microsoft's new systems to come out. Man, you think about like the launch lineups for these consoles could be pretty fucking incredible.
Microsoft they just came out and they're like, hey, a lot of our studios that we gobbled up, they're fucking pumping shit out soon. They're gonna show stuff off of it.
I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that Halo Infinite will be a launch title for the new Xbox.
If it's not, then they're dumb. Then I'm sorry.
Yeah, I could see at least one of the big 3 PlayStation exclusives being a launch title, but then even then, like the whole Assassin's Creed Ragnarok, that'll probably be a launch title. New Call of Duty, maybe Cyberpunk. I don't know. Like I think the launch window to that first year or two could be way more exciting for these systems than it was for the PS4 and Xbox, because it took about 2 years for them to really get going.
Because like they kept putting out games, and they put out games for like beforehand. Like that's why like it took forever for Gears and Halo to come out.
Yeah.
Like it's just like but and all the other ones for Sony and whatnot. But
it'll be exciting.
Y'all talk about Gears and Halo. I'm more excited about what they're gonna have Obsidian do.
Yeah.
I mean that'll still be cool, but yeah.
Y'all are stuck in the past with these Halos and these Gears of War.
I find it really interesting though that like Microsoft hired Obsidian to make an exclusive RPG for the launch of the Xbox One, then they canceled it, and Obsidian almost like had to shut down until they got funding for did the Kickstarter for Pillars of Eternity, and now they own them.
Yeah,
it's just interesting how some of those things work out. So yeah, moving on to more console news. The Xbox One SAD edition. The Xbox One S All Digital Edition got announced. Comes out May 7th. It is a discless console. Basically, it's all digital. It is $250, and it will come with download codes for Sea of Thieves, Forza Horizon 3, and Minecraft.
Yeah, I think the most surprising thing about this is A, the price.
Yeah.
$250. Thought it would be cheaper.
Yep.
And B, it just looks like a fucking Xbox One S without the disc drive. Like, I thought they would make it like smaller or something, make it look a little bit different.
Honestly, I think the console looks way better with the disc drive. Like just having that sleek
it's like,
little silver going
imagine
across,
like if
it's cool.
Keith didn't have a mouth. That would look weird, right?
Yeah.
some people might think it'd be better.
We don't like him more, but
some people might think it'd be better, but
But also, thirdly, who the fuck approved the name of that console?
No. Like someone had to have thought of that within Microsoft, and then some dumbass decided to go with it.
I mean, here's the thing. You know what it is. It's a dumb fucking name. You know what it is.
But why can't you call it Xbox One S Digital Edition?
Why does it have to be an S? Why can't it just be an Xbox One D? Why can't they just have like another letter? Why does it?
Yeah, man. I mean, maybe they didn't want to confuse between the S and the
Who gives a
X.
fuck?
I don't know. Yeah, it's
Marketing,
bizarre.
man. You don't want to confuse people. Are dumb. You don't want to confuse them.
But the D stands for digital.
That's true. Yeah.
I think the price is just fucking ridiculous on this thing. Only like, I know we're only talking $50, and yeah, that is technically a decent amount of money. But man, $200 is a sweet spot for this thing. I really thought that they would put it out at $200. I can't believe that they're selling Xbox One S's for $300 fucking dollars. I know you can go just about anywhere and get them cheaper than that. There's sales on them all the fucking time, but still, that's just nuts to me, man. That they did not put this out at $200, because I think that would have been just a great way for someone that maybe wasn't in the Xbox ecosystem. Maybe there's games on Xbox that they want to play. They don't want to invest into a PC or something, so they want to play Halo or Gears of War, Forza, or fucking, I don't know, Ori. You know, that's a really cheap way to get someone in. I just, man, can't believe it they didn't do 200 on that. Also, the timing's just a little weird.
I just feel it's way too late in the game to release a new skill.
Yeah, it should have came out a year or two ago, because, you know, people have been going more and
unless this is less about this and more getting it out there that this is one of the directions we might be going again.
Maybe. But then again, you're not going to get an accurate reading this late into the generation as to how that would actually do.
Yeah. I wonder if the new systems will have a discless version of it.
Oh, 100%.
Maybe $50 cheaper.
I think 100%.
No, I think you're wrong.
You think I'm wrong?
Yeah.
I think it will. What's the point of doing this? I think it's because, I mean, I think, again, going all digital is the way. I just think that, or at least relatively shortly after it's released, there'll be a discless version. Like, maybe not announced at the same time, but like there will be, like, within 18 months, a discless version of whatever new console. And it's like, because, yeah, that's how I mean, I just think I think it makes sense, just because it's like, again, more people buying digital, and then again, it's just a cheaper version of your console. And I mean, wouldn't that just be a thing, again, if, kind of going back, if there's somehow, like, as you were saying, a more expensive version of the PlayStation? It's like, yeah, we have a cheaper version of our console, so you know what, here, boom, and it's basically the same thing. So you're not even losing anything, just it's all digital. I don't know, I could see it. Maybe not immediately, but
I think they should do it, honestly, because there's going to be people like you that just want to be digital. You know what I mean?
But also, if games are going to be bigger, and they are going to be bigger, internet's going to be a thing. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a problem. We'll see. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's a complex system, man. You can't just break it down by the numbers, man. There's more to it than that.
Mm-hmm. I'm very curious on how this is going to sell.
Yeah.
I'm very, very intrigued by it.
I mean, you might get a couple of people who are like, either people who come back, maybe, and maybe people who are just like, well, I don't even buy discs anymore. Screw it. I'll get people who are looking to upgrade, and they're like, I don't even, you know, like, who wanted to get like an Xbox One S, but they're like, meh. And now they're like, hey, this is cheaper, and then I don't even buy discs anymore, so fuck it, why not?
Yeah. The other thing Microsoft announced was the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which bundles Game Pass and Xbox Live for $15 a month.
Save $5.
So you get
again,
save $5 a month.
So again, it's like, now you can, if you buy that, then all you have to do is only play one Xbox exclusive or one new game on Games Pass a year, and then it's worth it. And then it's worth the price point at that point. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, yeah, why not? Especially like if they start bundling all this stuff together with whenever they eventually do, if they do that like smartphone-esque plan eventually, yeah. Heck, I might, you know, that might be the first console. If that kind of program's ready for when, you know, the next generation launches, yeah. I might Xbox might be the first console I get, just because it's like, economically, it just makes more sense.
I wonder if games with gold will eventually go away, just because you'll have access to this gigantic library of games if you were to pay for this.
Yeah,
the service. I mean, I think it's, you know, it's good value there.
Yeah, 100%. So,
yeah, all the industry moving and shaking. I am also ready for Nintendo to reveal its new, like, revisions of the Switch, because there's apparently this whole Switch Mini thing, and then a Switch Pro that's rumored. You know, there's going to be a more powerful version of the Switch, and then one that's more like just a handheld only thing.
Yeah,
I'm ready for them to reveal that too. All sorts of stuff happening. The moving and shaking is real.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year. It's definitely, especially like I feel like in some ways, even without Sony being there, this might be a big E3. Just because again, with new consoles on the horizon, I don't think it matters if they're not there.
Which Microsoft, going the same time they've went past 2 years at E3, Sunday, June 9th at 4 p.m. our time.
Cool.
Looking forward to that. Yeah. So, it's almost like the past few years I've always enjoyed taking off Monday for E3.
Now there's no reason
it's
to.
almost like no reason because it's only Ubisoft.
And even then, I mean, they usually have a pretty alright one, but it's like, I don't know what they're. I mean, they'll probably show off more of Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah.
And I mean, Just Dance. Oh fuck, forgot about that. Fuck. We're gonna talk about that. I don't even know what the fuck else to do unless they finally announce a fucking Splinter Cell game. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do.
They're gonna do another Rabbids game. They're gonna do another.
Rabbids. Yeah.
Of course they're gonna do another Rabbids game.
They're gonna do a new remake.
And guess what, guys? You guys probably didn't think, but there's a new Far Cry game coming out this year.
Fuck no. Please not. No, let's not. Let's fucking take
Ubisoft's like, I heard everybody wants more Far Cry, not less Far Cry.
Like, maybe people are getting burned out of our Far Cry days. What if we just did 2 next year?
Yeah.
What if we just did a Far Cry
every month
that is a game as a service, and we just keep giving you more Far Cry throughout the entire year?
That'd be awful.
Here's
awesome.
Here's a new base to take over. Go ahead and do that.
Here, climb this new tower. Dude, there's a new tower. Do that. Okay, no, now we're going to drop a bomb. No, you know what? Now there's zombies. Why not?
Look, there's some new drugs for you to take and do these stupid side missions that suck.
Why don't, here, we're going to announce a new, The Division 3 is coming out next year. We've just decided to just preemptively just be like, you know what? We're just going to put out The Division 3.
Watch Dogs 3 is a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. They even changed Watch Dogs 2's ending recently to tease that. Yeah,
I need to get that game. I need to play that game.
And then we have Skull and Bones also coming this year.
I don't know if that's... I'm worried about that game. I don't know. I want it to be good, but I just don't know if there's enough there.
Yeah.
I want that game to be good, because, I mean, I love pirate stuff.
There's also more Assassin's Creed Odyssey DLC because you can't escape that game.
I need to start playing that game. I have that game. I downloaded it when it was like $20.
I love that game, but I keep thinking of like, fuck it. I'll never stop playing that
game. I don't know if I'll ever get the DLC for that game. I'm gonna play it because I mean all I hear is good things, and I love Assassin's Creed games. But like,
it's fun. I like it. Yeah. Okay, let's get to some movie stuff, movie, TV, all sorts of stuff. Let's back up before we get to the Star Wars.
Fair enough.
Disney Plus.
All right.
Let's just have a quick talk about that. I mean, this was announced a week and a half ago or something like that. Disney Plus, Disney streaming service will. We finally got a bunch of information on it. Arrives November 12th. $7 a month or $70 for a year. So that'll save you $14, I believe. $14 in the long run. They revealed a bunch of shows that will be coming to it. Let's see here.
What was the one fucking show that they have on there that I was like somewhat joking? Oh fuck, I need to look it up because there was a fucking. You'll probably say it, and I'll get so fucking happy because it's a dumb show and I love it.
What the?
I know they're doing one with the Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Yeah, so there's a
WandaVision.
WandaVision, yes. Which is Scarlet Witch and Vision from the MCU. The Mandalorian Star Wars show will launch with the service. That's so exciting. There's going to be a Winter Soldier and Falcon series with characters from the MCU.
Is it called Winter Falcon?
It should, but I think they're literally just calling it Falcon and Winter Soldier. But,
okay.
There's going to be a Rogue One prequel series eventually, which is very exciting.
With what's his face? I already forget his name, but
yep. Star Wars Clone Wars Season 7, which we'll get. Basically, almost all the Star Wars movies, Pixar movies, MCU movies, and the entire Disney back catalog will be on this service. A lot of the Disney home video stuff will be on there. Basically, they're throwing the whole Disney vault on this thing almost, which is pretty crazy. A Loki prequel series.
That could be cool.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. Why is this being so
Why
stupid?
am I not finding...
There's a Pixar show, Forky...
Oh, yeah.
Forky Asks a Question, I think it's called.
Yep.
Which is Pixar, which looks neat. There's going to be a Hawkeye series, a Marvel What If series, going through...
I saw that, yeah. That should be...
Some things, storylines that if they went different. Book of Enchantment.
Yeah.
The Simpsons.
Streaming rights for The Simpsons. So.
Yeah, it's going to be the only place you can stream The Simpsons. Let's just see.
Why
A
am I
lot
not-
of other movies. There is a Jeff Goldblum show.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yes.
Yes, that's what it was. Oh, what's the title of that?
I'm trying to find it.
Once the full run of that is out, I'll subscribe for a month, get that, and I'm out.
Oh, it's the world. Was it the world?
The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. Oh my
something
god,
like that.
I want that so
Yes.
bad. That sounds like a great show idea.
National Geographic,
That's
21st Century Fox back catalog.
A lot of stuff. Also, I guess they're not gonna have any of the rated R stuff. I guess I could go to Hulu. Also, apparently, with the stuff that just came out recently, apparently it's going to be a little bit more similar to Hulu than Netflix. So,
Yeah.
it's not going to release everything day one.
Yeah, so The Mandalorian will be a weekly thing.
Which I'm fine with. I think...
I'm fine with as well. I like how Hulu does certain things of, like, The Handmaid's Tale Season 3 comes out in June. It's a weekly thing, but they're putting the first 3 episodes out the first day.
Yeah.
So you'll have 3 episodes right away, and then it's weekly from there.
A lot of like
I wonder if they do
even like
that.
straight up TV series do that. Like you can watch like something on TV, but then if you go to like their app or their service or whatever, you can watch like the first 4 episodes. But then the episodes still come out weekly on TV. But like, it's like, hey, if you care enough, you can watch them all now.
Yeah.
So.
I'm so in for this service.
Oh fuck right! I am too.
there's so many things that I'm very excited for. I think a big thing is getting, some of these MCU shows I think will be fucking huge.
Yeah, just because it's like just expanding that world. I mean, granted, the world's already huge, and it's like.
And also, I mean, the Star Wars, The Mandalorian, like they're spending a lot of money on that. So
Yeah.
I wonder how, will it feel like a Star Wars movie sort of thing? I hope so. I'm excited for it. Does the only Jeff Goldblum show excite you?
I mean,
Did you watch any of the Marvel
some of
stuff?
the MCU stuff is interesting. I'm just curious how they're going to make money on this. It seems like they have a lot of shows in there.
They also have a
they're
lot of people that want to subscribe for
Yes.
it.
Yeah, they're banking on it
Yes.
being a huge success. But if
I think it will.
if it
be.
falters, if like people aren't as
Also,
game
like-
for another fucking subscription to pay for,
Also, it's going to jump up in price. I guarantee you, probably
Absolutely.
within 2 years, probably within maybe not 2 years. That might be 2, but within a couple of years, it will double in price.
I'm shocked it's $7.99 or $6.99. I thought it was going to be $9.99.
Oh yeah, like I think it's just the fact that Disney, they know how much their name holds.
Yeah.
Just the fact of being like, hey, you can have almost everything Disney and have that.
I guess I'm just a curmudgeonly fuck who doesn't give a damn about Disney all that much.
I mean, I'm in the exact opposite stance. I was going to buy this no matter how much it cost. Now
I'm
just
kind
like,
of in the
fuck
middle.
yeah.
I mean, I think about it like, I might not watch a lot of the Disney, like pure Disney stuff.
Fair enough.
But there's a handful of Pixar movies I've never seen that I would love to see because I like a lot of the Pixar stuff. Obviously, the Star Wars and MCU stuff. It's exciting.
A lot of the entire it's weird because I know that because the rights are so weird for all of the stuff that Disney's bought up. So there's a lot of the Star Wars. I think I don't know if New Hope will be on there because I think no it might be because 20th Century Fox owned the release rights, so that one might be on there. But I know Disney and Pixar fell out for a little while in the early 2000s, so who knows? There might be a movie or two in there that makes it through.
But still, there's a large audience that subscribe to Netflix to watch this stuff because of the deal that they had. And I think Netflix, I'm not going to say they're going to go away, but this is going to be the stiffest competition I think they'll have.
100%. Because, I mean, Hulu and Amazon and Prime Video are great, but, they're... I think it's still just like the household name is Netflix. Netflix is still the
Netflix. It's HBO as well.
Yeah, okay, yeah, HBO, but I think that's more. I feel like there's almost a little bit more of a difference with HBO, just because they're just a network that has their own streaming service. Whereas, like, I think the thing that kind of makes me think of them differently is the fact that you can get HBO and Hulu in like a bundle package. So,
and HBO is the only one you can watch. Well, HBO you can watch on TV, like normal TV, through cable and stuff too. Yeah, very exciting. Looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to other Star Wars things.
All right, I think this is my time to step off unless you have more stuff to talk to me about.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. This Respawn's new video game.
Fun.
Bye, Frank.
I mean, what the fuck am I going to say about Star Wars?
That you love it.
Yeah, Star Wars is great, man. What are you talking about?
You just want me sitting there groaning the entire time?
Whatever.
But yeah, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Respawn's new Star Wars game got revealed. Single player, no multiplayer, no microtransactions. That's cool.
Takes place between episodes 3 and 4.
Yeah.
It looks like it might be about like a Padawan who survived the killing of all the Jedis, which would make sense narratively, and also is a cool just concept in and of itself.
Yes. So you play as...
Oh, they put out these kind of details? I didn't even know they put out these kind of details.
Hold on.
But
yeah, the whole thing about the multiplayer microtransactions and stuff, that's cool. I think it's very disgusting that EA uses that as marketing. It's because that should be the exception.
Like
you know
that's
what I mean? Like that should be standard.
It's so
whatever.
EA must love the view from their glass house because they're just like, oh, people don't like us because of this. Well, let's use it as a marketing strategy. Like they will not. They will turn anything into a marketing strategy. Like the fact that like now that again, there's just going to be a single player game. There's none of this other stuff is a selling point.
Yes.
It's a little disgusting.
It's very disgusting. But this game comes out November 15th.
Mm-hmm.
It's made in Unreal Engine 4, not Frostbite.
which is another like what? Like there's so many things about this game. I'm like, how did EA let this happen?
Well, this game's been in development for a while, and this deal was made when EA didn't own Respawn, and I also it might have been around the time that their studios moved to Frostbite. Because this was like 2014 or 15 that this was announced. I mean, it was a long time ago.
I think it was 15. Because it's been... Yeah, I think it was 15 because the first time we actually maybe even heard or saw it... Well, it might have even been later than that. But yeah, it's like 14 or 15.
Stig Asmussen is the director of the game. He directed God of War 3, which is very cool. The setting is seen through the eyes of Cal Kestis, one lucky Jedi who survived the Emperor's Order 66. When the game begins, Cal is on the planet Bracca, a new location in the Star Wars universe. Cal has adapted to a normal life here, salving parts from junk vessels, but soon finds himself on the run. When he uses his force powers, he is then hunted by the Empire, who has dispatched the Purge Troopers, a new group designed to wipe out the Jedi, and an Inquisitor, the second sister, to wipe him out.
Ooh, Inquisitors.
Cal won't be alone. He is joined by a droid named BD-1 and a mysterious companion named Siri.
BD Wong?
Yeah. Cal is brought to life by actor Cameron Monaghan.
Oh, okay.
From Shameless and Gotham.
Yeah, okay. He's a good actor. I'll give him that. Yeah.
It's a third-person action-adventure game.
So lots of climbing is what I'm hearing.
Puzzle solving, force powers, all sorts of stuff. I'm very excited for this.
I am very.
Awesome.
To use a quote, to use a phrase that we're using a lot in one of my classes. I'm very on for this game right now. So,
yeah, me too.
It was weird because I was like, going up into this, I was like, man, there's, this just the concept of the name Jedi Fallen Order. I'm like, this could be cool, but I'm like, who knows? And it's just like, again, it's just weird that like all the things that like I would be naturally worried about from an EA run studio is like a marketing point. It's a selling point. I'm like, that's a little but
yeah, and it's a shame that it's two things. One, that it's taken EA this long to get a single-player, story-driven Star Wars game out.
Yeah.
Which the whole universe is perfect for. It's just ridiculous that it's taken this long. And then also, that Visceral's game, which was a single-player, story-driven Star Wars game, got shut down. But this continues to go. There must have been real problems with
not to keep talking about it and bring it back. I wonder if there was parts of this game that was then again, I don't know how long the game has been an actual they've been making the game, it's been an actual physical thing that you could play, because I wonder if some of the problems that they were running into with Anthem had anything to do with that. You know what, y'all just do whatever it is you need to do, because you know what I mean? Because it's been it's been a weird time, because it was the end of 2017 when all of the pro games as a service stuff was coming out, and that kind of sounds like that's starting to seem right around the time that they started noticing that Anthem's having problems, and so then who knows, maybe they're you know what, just do whatever.
Yeah,
you guys got this. We just make a game.
I hope that happens.
Yes.
So. It's not the only thing we got.
Got a couple things. So I guess minor thing before we get to the big thing, which is the Mandalorian, which they had a big panel about, which I happened to watch with my girlfriend Maggie. I forgot John Favreau was making this, which is, it's cool to hear about how him and Dave Filoni, I think that's his name, the dude did the Clone Wars, that they met at Skywalker Ranch, and Favreau was the first person to see the Clone Wars, and the other dude was the first person to see Iron Man back in the day. I'm that's a cool story how they met and how they became friends. But there's a lot of people who I didn't know were in the thing, Carl Weathers, dude who plays Apollo Creed. I'm that's all right. I forget the chick's name, but the one MMA fighter, and then of course Pedro Pascal. He is the Mandalorian.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
He's such a good actor.
I love him. I love him in everything he does. It's just it's a cool thing, and I'm surprised they didn't show off a trailer.
Yeah, that I was surprised as well.
But they showed off a lot of other stuff, so that's cool.
Yeah, they did put out a trailer, I think, for the Clone Wars.
They did for season 7, in which Darth Maul's in it, which no surprise there. And there's more stuff from Ahsoka, who's a character from the Clone Wars, who's a really good character. Maggie's was slowly watching the Clone Wars. She's like, you need to watch this. I'm like, okay, I'll watch it with you. But now it's off Netflix. So I have to watch it.
Really?
So I have to watch it. Oh, they literally just took it off last week.
Where do you watch it then?
She has them all on her computer.
Okay.
So, but
Jeez.
Yeah, but okay. The big news.
Yeah, Star Wars Episode 9 got a trailer. It's got a name.
Yep.
Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
There's a lot to unpack with this, man.
There really is. There's a lot going on with this.
Weren't they supposed to be done with the Skywalkers?
That's this one.
No,
that's this one.
That's this one.
That's this one. There's a lot of things that I think are really good, and a lot of things that might worry me about this movie. The two things I think worry me the most is the fact that they're instead of just tying up this trilogy, they're trying to tie up all the saga, whole thing, which I'm like, okay, fair enough. But then top that on with the fact that because the unfortunate passing of Carrie Fisher, they reworked scenes that they already had from The Force Awakens and whatnot with her in it. So I'm like, that might kind of strangle the creative process a little bit. So I'm like, I hope this movie isn't trying too much.
Yeah.
I'm
hoping that as well. That's a lot to do.
Yeah. There's some cool stuff though.
Yeah. So there's some things with this. One, the biggest thing is that apparently the Emperor is back,
which I'm all for. I'm all about that.
Mm-hmm. Saw some people going on how bringing the Emperor back is dumb because it undermines Vader and what Vader did in Return of the Jedi. Saving his son, basically.
Again, depending on how they tie things up, who knows? It could have just been, again, it might still get wrapped up rather nicely. Again, yeah. I'm going to save judgment on those kind of things. I think it's, again, cool.
It's exciting.
Apparently, George Lucas had a hand in working on the script, at least, to figure out a way to do that, and then
apparently they've
been planning this for a while. It's not like something that just was it's not like how a lot of people think that, oh God, J.J. Abrams came in and like we got to get people back in. Let's add the Emperor back in. Let's add Darth Sidious.
And I wonder, spoilers for Last Jedi. Snoke dies. I wonder, if this movie will explain a little bit more about Snoke and maybe
what was up with
the Emperor the whole time.
Or maybe he was like a puppet, or maybe
controlling him somehow. I have no clue. And so then the last people look at the Last Jedi and be like, that was all right.
That's the thing. I know a lot of people are going on about which is surprisingly, there is a really good article on IGN that goes on about this, where it's about how the Rise of Skywalker is not going to retcon The Last Jedi, and when they put all these things this way, it made perfect sense. Like the fact that if they were really I forgot that J.J. Abrams was a producer on The Last Jedi, so he was involved. So it's so he was okay with everything that happened. Also, if Disney were really mad and wanted to forget that, they wouldn't give him a trilogy, and also come out and say that they're giving him the next saga.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the fact that The Last Jedi is not actually about forgetting the past kind of wins in some ways in The Last Jedi, and they go through all kinds of stuff explaining it, so it's cool.
Yeah, it is. There's some really cool moments in this trailer. I mean, the beginning is very intense. It's just Rey running from a fucking, I guess, what would you call that?
TIE fighter,
TIE fighter, yeah. And then just that shot of
the flip, and I'm like,
flipping over. I'm like, that's expensive, and that is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
That was a really great opening. There's a moment of her hugging Carrie Fisher.
Which is which I'm like, oh no, that's gonna hurt to watch. And I'm like,
you see Lando Calrissian, which is awesome.
He's surprisingly happy for probably finding out that his best friend's dead. But I mean, hey, you got the Falcon back.
Mm-hmm.
Is he gonna have sex with it? I don't know. You have to watch Solo to figure out if that's gonna happen or not.
Who knows? But yeah, I mean, there's some really amazing looking shots, and I'm very excited for this movie.
Me too.
You and I, we enjoy The Last Jedi, unlike the internet. And, I think The Last Jedi did some really cool things. Not everything's perfect about it, for sure. But, man.
Thinking back on it, everything that does not involve Rey in that movie kind of sucks. Which is fine, but everything that involves Rey is some of the best stuff that Star Wars has ever done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That whole, throne room fight and everything. Oh, my God. That was so good. How could you not like that as a Star Wars fan? It's fucking amazing. But yeah.
The only other thing is that with the name, I hope I predict that it's not a literal thing with the Rise of Skywalker. I think it's going to hopefully continue the thing from The Last Jedi, and it'll be instead of the Jedi Order is done, and now it's the Skywalker or whatever, the Skywalker Order or whatever. It's a new thing because the Jedi failed. They failed every step of the way, and it's once you hear that statement, you're like, yeah, they did. Jedi kind of suck. So
yeah. And I apparently this movie still will go into Rey's parentage a little bit, which
is fine. I mean, that is the easiest thing to retcon from Episode 8, it's fine as long as you're not oh yeah, Luke's actually still alive.
Yeah, and they could totally spin it in an interesting way of why Kylo Ren lied to her.
I mean, I think it kind of makes sense. Even in that moment, it makes sense why he would lie to her. He wants her to join him, so he's like, "Look, you're nobody. Join me."
100%. I think.
Would I be okay if it stays the same? Oh, 100%, because I think her being nobody is perfect. But
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
I know, me too.
I mean, outside of what we're seeing next week.
Outside of next week and what's happening now, which is really funny because I was super excited for Avengers and I was super excited for Game of Thrones, and then that happened, and I'm like,
it's an overload.
I'm still super excited for Game of Thrones because Game of Thrones is still ongoing, but then it was sort of man, nothing else compares to that feeling of a new Star Wars trailer, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna suck because at least to this level, that's never gonna happen again. Probably. Maybe. Star Wars movies are always exciting, but at least the main saga, it's supposedly going to be the last one until Disney decides they need more money and they do 10, 11, and 12. But, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think Star Wars fans are going to complain. All the Last Jedi fans shut up when this trailer came. Or Last Jedi haters shut up when this came out.
It is hilarious. A lot of Last Jedi haters, you see them watching this trailer and be like, all right.
I'm on board.
Yeah. Jesus. We'll see. December.
I don't think they've given a concrete date.
Yeah,
It's probably going to be.
It does have a concrete date. It's December 21st, I think.
Yeah, it's probably somewhere right around there. But
that's all.
That's basically it. That's all that happened. I mean, granted, those are 3 or 4 big things that happened in the last couple weeks. But yeah, fuck right.
Yep. Thanks for watching, listening. See you later.